afternoon. Pwede ba kayo? Good afternoon. Whenever I speak, I set 2 rules. First is, si Red is a jealous guy, so I want all your attentions, okay? Sabi mo sa katabi mo, seloso yan. Kaya dapat sa akin lang ang mga mata, okay ba? Huwag mong isipin yun, hindi ka mahal nun. Huwag mong siyang isipin. So I want your attention. Second is, as much as possible, zip your mouth. If I'm not asking you to speak. Okay, will that be clear? Ganyan talaga si Kuya Red eh. So I'm always setting the rules. Okay ba yun sa inyo? Bakas militar tayo ngayon. Okay. I don't know about you, but I love rain. Gusto ko yung ulan. For some people, they hate rain, but for me, it's a different reminder. I love rain. Most of the great things that happen in my life, it's raining. I remember when I was in high school, how many of you have been to Baguio? It was my dream to be in Baguio when I was in high school. High school ako, sabi ko, makapunta sa Baguio. When I went there in college, it was raining. It was raining when I was there in college. 5 times I've been there, it was all raining. The first domestic flight that I had, first airplane ride, when we went to Boracay, it was raining on the first day. And then the first international flight that I had, it was raining. I was in Hong Kong 2 months ago and it was raining. Alam niyo maganda sa mga bagay niyon? Those trips are all free. Those trips are all free. Because those are the desires of my heart. And I asked the Lord, I'm not asking for a takey-takey, mga gadgets. I'm not into those things. But you know, the desires of my heart is to travel for free. And how many of us would agree that God honors your desires? Kahit maliit lang yan, the Lord honor your desires. Can I say yes?
Yes!
Pero tama dapat yung desire. Diba, 14 years old ka pa, Lord, gusto ko ng push ka. Tama dapat yung desire. O kaya, it's our desire not to go to school, di ba? Sino gusto pumasok sa school? Siyempre, ang plastic. Ano gusto mo? If you have a choice, how many of you would go to school? Kung may choice, sino gusto mong mag-school? Siyempre, wala. It's our desire not to go to school. Pero hindi yung tama, di ba? There are desires that are right, and God will honor that desire if you are faithful, and those desires are true. Anyway, going back to our discussion today, before we start, I have 2 news here. Meron akong dalawang news clippings that I read a few months ago. Una, an article that I read January. Sabi dito, 2050, sabi ng HSBC, there will be a shift in the world economy. Boring! Medyo bear with me. Alam ko, ayaw nyo ng economics. Sino ang favorite ng economics? Law of demand and supply. Wow! Yung pag tinitis ka sa economics, ganito ka, grabe! Ang ganda niyan, sir. Sino sabi niyan? Alam mo, wala. But bear with me with this. Ang sabi, in 2050, there will be a big shift in the world economy. Europe will not be part of the top 20 economies. America will be the number 2, and China will be number 1. Sino Chinese? Number 1 economy in 2015. So, ang dami ng hopya siguro in 2015. Nagkalat na yung DVD, hopya. No offense sa siomay. Bibili ka sa Jollibee, puro siomay na yung tinda. In 2050, kung 2050 yun, and the good news about this is in 2050, Philippines would be one of the top 20 biggest economy in the world. 2050. Eh kung 12 years old ako ngayon, medyo. So 24 ako ngayon, 2050, 2012 na ngayon, nilaloko mo ako eh. So, ito na ako na, basta, I'll be 60 something, maabutan natin yun. Maabutan natin yun, di ba? In 2050, Philippines will be one of the top 20 biggest economy. Bakit? Ang sabi ng HSBC, the reason why it's because we have a very young demography. Demography means yung population. Ano yung biggest jump ng population? Sa atin kasi ngayon marami ang kabataan. That's why in 2050, all of us will be alive at that time. Ang sabi ng HSBC, it's because Philippines is composed of young population. Unlike Japan. Japan ang katanda na ng tao. So in a few years time, pag wala na sila, konti na lang yung tao nila. And then the other countries will be the same. Siguro dahil masipag ang mga Pilipino, no? Masipag kasi natin eh. Gumawa ng anak. Kaya ang babata ng population natin. But that is something positive. No? Mamaya, malalaman natin why am I discussing this boring economics, world economy. Second news. Ang sabi, nabasa ko sa Inquirer, ang sabi dito, UN, sige, let's just see the top 20 economies in 2050. China. And in Philippines, can you imagine? Ngayon, alam niyo ba kung nasan tayo? We are one of the poorest country, third world country. Pero in 2050, we will be the top 16 next to Russia. Di ba? Sa susunod niyan, sumasali na tayo sa mga gera-gera. Magpapalipad sila ng rocket. Hindi tayo papayag. Papalipad din tayo ng rocket. That is in 2050. Later on, I will tell you why we're discussing these things. Number 2, sabi ng Inquirer, UN approves our claim. Hindi sa Scarborough, hindi Kalayaan, hindi pa tapos yun. Meron tayong na-discover na territory na 30 trillion hectares. Hindi ko rin alam kung gaano kalaki yun. Basta 13 million hectares near in Aurora. It was approved by the UN na sa atin yung lupa na yun. What's amazing about the 13 million hectare? Dahil meron lang naman dyan $26 trillion of natural gas. That in 2050, we will have the technology para makuha yung natural gas namin. Ano ba yung natural gas? Yun yung kapag 2 araw ka na hindi nagbabawas. Tapos, biglang may humangin. That's natural gas. $26 trillion. Joke lang. Grabe. Kidding aside, $26 trillion ng natural gas ay ibinigay sa atin ng United Nations. So kahit ibigay na natin yung Kalayaan Group of Islands, sige sa inyo na yan, sisiw lang yan. Yung mga Chinese na to, yung Chinese dito. Pag nakakita ko ng Chinese, sinasabi ko, sa amin ang Kalayaan Islands. And what's amazing about these facts? Ano yung amazing dito? That in few years' time, we have a big responsibility. Our generation has a big responsibility to face. Magandang future natin. Sabi mo sa katabi mo, yung mukha na yan, maganda future niyan eh. Hindi lang halata. Sabi mo, hindi lang halata, maganda future niyan. The bottom line is, these are facts. We have a good future. Our generation has a good future. And our job, it is our responsibility to be prepared. Our older generations, yung mga older generations, kailangan handa nila tayo. Si RJ, older generation, RJ needs to prepare our generation as we face the future. Why am I discussing this? Because it's a serious matter. We have a big responsibility as we face the future. We have a big responsibility. But the sad thing about our generation today, how many of you have classmates who weren't able to finish college dahil nakalununok na ng pakuan? Sino sa atin? Sino sa atin merong classmates na mag-boyfriend, girlfriend? Magkamukha na sila kasi laging magkadikit yung mukha nila. Di mo na sila ma-distinguish. Sino sa atin ang may mga classmates na may dalang bag, ang laman lang, papel, tas puro make-up na? There's nothing wrong about this. But what I'm telling is, these are the generation today. And it's alarming. Ang ganda ng future natin eh. But we need to be prepared. We need to prepare. How? How would we prepare? And I believe that as we discuss these things, the church is a good avenue for us to be prepared. So we will discuss why. Why in the church? Why not in the bar? Bakit hindi sa bar? Doon ako magpe-prepare. Bakit hindi doon? O, sino sa atin mga classmates na hindi nakikita yung importance of school? Puro chicks lang. Mga gano'n lang. Walang ginawa kundi magpa-cute. Hindi kita pinapatama. No name droppings. But these are the generations today, and it's a serious matter. Sabihin mo sa kanila, buti lang, hindi ka ganon. Buti lang, hindi ka ganon. And sabi ko kanina, the church is a good place, is a perfect place for this generation to be prepared. For this generation to be prepared. Naalala ko dati, when I was in the church, most of my friends are really, most of my circle of friends I met in the church. Why? When I was new in my faith, hindi ko pa kilala ang Lord. Marami ako naging barkada. But I decided not to befriend them anymore. Mahirap, di ba, when you have a group of friends, but you cannot influence them. How many of us have those group of friends na sobrang love mo sila, okay, you grew up together, but they are no longer good influence to you. Hindi mo sila mayaya sa church, pero ikaw nayayaya ka nila sa inuman. Hindi mo sila mayaya sa church, pero kapag ibang bagay nayayaya ka nila. I'm not telling you to let go of that friends. I am telling you, you must let go. You must let go of those kind of friends. If they are not being good influence to you, you cannot over-influence them. It's a good thing that you let go of those group of friends. Mahirap yun kasi tropa-tropa na kayo eh, di ba? Paano yan? Ano talaga? Alam niya na lahat ng baho mo. But it's a matter of, if I cannot influence them, I think there's something wrong with this. And I need to get another set of friends. Bakit hindi mo kaibigan si sino ba? Si Jazz, di ba? Okay na kaibigan niya, balita ko lagi naglilibre. Hindi ganun. So yun. And going back to the topic, it is in the church that we should be prepared as a youth. As a young people, we encourage you to devote your time in the church. Not only in the church, in the ministry of the Lord. Kanya, going back to, I was 18 when I decided to offer my life to the Lord. Since then, I offered most of my time sa service of ministry. And I let go of those old friends. Alam ba, yung high school ko, sino sa atin attached to your high school friends? Quick fix of it. Siyempre, bata pa yung iba, no? May contact po kayo. Pero si Marty, okay. Ibig sabihin, okay, meron pa siyang communication sa high school set of friends. Ako wala na. Kasi I remember after a year of graduation, like kami nakikita. Pero hindi pwedeng hindi kami mag-inuman. It's always part of getting together. And I realized, no, I would like to grow in God. Siyempre, hindi naman pwedeng nasa church ka, wow, nakaka-bless ka naman, grabe ang faith mo. Tapos pagdating sa mga high school, pare, ayaw mo natin daw, pare. You have to live with integrity. Sino ka ba talaga? Kung gusto mong inom, I'm not telling you na masama ang pag-inom. Pero ako kasi, madali kasi ako mayaya eh. And I can hardly say no sa mga ganyan. Party yan eh, party. But syempre masarap yun. So ako, and I decided not to be involved in those circle of friends. Kaya since then, wala na akong communication sa high school friends. Just saying hi and going together as a group. Pero yung mga ganun, I am not joining them anymore. Why? Why I decided to spend almost most of my time, my resources in the church. Today, our verse can be found in 1 Timothy. Meron ba kayong Bible? Can I ask you to get your Bibles? Sino ang walang Bible? Come on, be honest. But you have cell phones. Benta niyo yung cellphone niyo. Hintayin namin kayo dito. I encourage you to have your own Bible. Baka sabihin, kasi mayroon naman dun eh. O sige, highlightan mo to. Pag na-highlightan mo to, sa'yo na to. We encourage you to have your own Bible. If it's in a cellphone, okay, walang problema yan. Every one of us must have our Bible. Okay? Are we all amenable to that? Okay ba yun? So, itas mo yung kamay mo. I will invest. I promise to invest. When I got my work, the first thing I bought, Bible. Invest. Hindi dapat, huwag kang umasa sa, hindi naman. Ako kasi ayaw kong umasa doon sa binibigay. Kasi kapag libre, di ba hindi mo masyadong pinapahalagahan? Di ba? Libre lang kasi. Unlike kapag pinaghirapan mo, mas bibigyan mo ng pahalaga. I don't know about you, ako gano'n. Kaya, the first thing I did with my first sweldo is to buy Bible. Now, going back, 1 Timothy 4:12. So, all together. Basahin natin ng malakas. Ready, read.
Don't let anyone look down on you because you are young, but set an example for the believers in speech, in conduct, in love, in faith, and in purity.
Sabi dito, don't let anyone look down on you because you are young. You are young. How many of you will say that, I'm young? Yeah. Very good. We're young. And do not let anyone look down on you because you're young. Yung tipong sabi kapag you're getting older, when you think of the music is getting louder. Ang lakas naman yan. Matanda ka na daw pag gano'n. Kaya ako, ang lakas niyan, sige, lakasan mo ba? Sarap. So you're getting older when the music is getting louder. Kaya si RJ lagi naiingayan yan.